Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to the W. Mason Coach Report with head women's lacrosse coach Shannon Smith. Welcome, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
Coach, first episode of the year, which means the season is starting this week, doesn't it?
Very exciting. Season is very close.
Coach, you've had about a few weeks of preseason, and you got your first game on Saturday at USC. Let's talk about the preseason. How has it gone? Unlike any year previously, you've actually had decent weather.
Yeah, we've been really lucky with the weather. I mean, yesterday it was about 50 degrees outside and sunny, so it was really nice to have that weather. And we've been really lucky with being able to get outside every day for the most part. Preseason's been going really well. A lot of fun. Girls are getting better each day. A lot of team bonding, really building our chemistry. And quite frankly, I felt like the preseason has gone by really quickly. I couldn't believe that, it's like 4 days before our first game.
I think you were really happy with the way the fall played out for your program this year, right?
Yeah, our fall went really well. We played a really competitive fall schedule. We did that on purpose, just knowing that we had a lot of young players on our roster this year. We really wanted to get as much game experience as we could for them at the college level, and I thought that it went really well for us, and a lot of people got to get a lot of playing time to be able to to get better.
Obviously, as a coaching staff, your goal is to see if that develops into the actual spring season. Did you feel like, even despite the time off for the holidays and everything, that the team came back and that the positives you had in the fall were able to make their way to the spring?
Yeah, 100%. I thought that and I think that's because of our leadership and our captains. I think they really have changed the culture for our program and really have set a standard of excellence where we're continually raising the bar every day. And the players came back in shape. They came ready, they came hungry, and a lot of them really focused on the focuses we gave them to improve upon for when they came back in January.
And speaking of come back in January, you've been back for a few weeks. How has these couple weeks gone, and what have you really honed in on to get your team ready for the start of the season?
A lot of different things. We've really focused on a lot of scrimmaging, getting up and down, our transition, really finding our identity both on the offense and the defensive side of the field. We had some fun as well during preseason, doing a lot of different team bonding stuff. We've been doing yoga, we took the team bowling, we've done some Jeopardy, the escape room. We did a lot of team bonding things as well to keep the preseason fun for them and not just always focused on lacrosse, and allowing them to have fun with one another and the coaching staff.
It's going to be a unique year because you have some real returnees coming back at major positions, but like positions like your defense and goalie spots have some young newcomers who are very talented, but meshing them in with the returnees is going to be your challenge for the start of the year, isn't it?
It is going to be a big challenge, but I think it's a challenge that our team is ready for, and especially those players that need to step up in those positions. And like I said, I think that Annalise Martin, Darcy Smith, and Alyssa Prella, our captains, have done a tremendous job in allowing those players to step up and making it a comfortable environment for them. And Coach Amanda and Torian have done a tremendous job at helping the defense and the offense, and Torin with the goalies as well. So although we're young in a lot of important positions, I also think that we have a lot of veterans on the field that will help us and give those kids experience.
You mentioned your captains. One's a senior, two are juniors, so they're all upperclassmen now. What have you seen from the trio of them, specifically as it relates to their games, that now as they enter the final 2 years of their college career?
Yeah, I think Annalise is just extremely consistent and very calm and poised out there on the field. And Darcy's a force, but I think that no matter what situation she's in and what pressure she's dealing with, she's very calm. And I think Alyssa has been a leader by example for us, and has put up some huge numbers for us, both offensively and defensively. And I think she really has gained experience in that leadership role and has become very vocal for us on the offensive side of the field.
And like we talked about earlier, you have a slew of freshmen coming in this year. What can we look for from that crew as the season starts on Saturday?
They're interested. They're a very interesting group. All 10 of them, and there's a lot of them. They're going to play important roles for us this season. Big personalities in that class, and in a great way. They come with a lot of firepower, a lot of high energy, and they're extremely competitive, which I think has made everyone else raise their level of play at practice. So for them, you're going to see a lot of them on defense, offense, and in the midfield for us. A lot of important positions. So we're hoping that it only takes a couple of minutes for them to really get themselves settled in on Saturday in our game.
Speaking of Saturday, you open your season at a ranked opponent at USC on Saturday. What are your early thoughts as you probably have looked at USC a little bit already from what they did last year?
Yeah, USC's in the Pac-12. It's a big game for us. They've had some great seasons. They have a tremendous returners coming this season. I think their team was really young last year. I think they have a lot of experience on their roster this year. Extremely well coached, so we're excited to play them. It's going to be a great first test for us, and we're excited for the challenge.
And you have an assistant coach that's a little familiar with their program, isn't she, Amanda?
Yeah, Amanda is familiar. She coached out there, played out there, and her sister's actually on the team as well. So it'll be fun for her to go back there and definitely see, some of her former players.
Well, Coach, wish you good luck this week, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for joining us in the W. Mason Coach Report with head women's lacrosse coach Shannon Smith.